You are now tuned in. Yes, church, check in. Time to check in. Yes, sir. Time to check in. 15 minutes. We live. Check in. Like, subscribe, and share. Hit the notification bell. Like, subscribe, and share. Hit the notification bell. Today's topic, all credit considered. Little CPN talk, current events, a little bit of everything, like I normally do. We're going to talk about angel investors, venture capital, raising capital. We're going to go into those topics. Peace to the God. Javier on the check-in. Let's get some people in the building. Get some people in the building. Today's topic, we're talking about angel investors, venture capital, raising capital, credit card, credit. Who's been hitting the big licks during the pandemic? That's what we're going to be doing today. Thank you for checking in. Hit that like, subscribe button. We'll be talking about all credit considered. We're also going to be talking about, that's right, check in. What's good? What's good, brother? Lovely, lovely, lovely seeing everyone checking in. Jay London on the check in. That's what's up. Stay tuned in. Everybody stay tuned in. You know how we do. Call a friend. Get them in. 15 minutes. 15 minutes. Actually, 10 minutes and some seconds. Let's see how we can raise some money. Give you a few credit card tips. What's been scam world, but we can avoid that. But we always want to know both sides of the track. That's why I look at and see what people are doing illegally and I see what people are doing legally. You want to have a whole scope of things. You just don't want to look at things from one side. You want to have a broad scope of things. You want to have a broad view of things. Then we'll narrow it what we got to do, like a sniper. But before we become a sniper, we need a broad view of both sides of the financial spectrum. We need to know the legal side. We need to know the illegal side of it. That's why I like shows like CNBC show, American Greed. Because when you're dealing with money, big money, there's always greed is always a have to deal with. Your greed or your partner's greed. So that's why we always want to know what are the pitfalls so we can avoid. We don't want to fall in the snake pit or the alligator pit. We want to be able to rise above it, stay above it, and continue to elevate, stimulate, make more, give more, grow more, leave a legacy for our children. That's what we're gonna be doing. That's what the Church of Money is all about. We about leaving a legacy at the Church of Money. You're not about leaving a legacy. You're in the wrong place. Short-term wealth leads to nothing. So we should be building for future growth, longevity. The younger you are, the better you are. The better you are, and stand a better chance to succeed by being young. If you're in your 20s now, it's the perfect time. You haven't been to college, doesn't matter. It's just the perfect time to start any business idea that you have. The whole society that we once knew has changed. The playing field has changed. The game, everything, business has changed. The way people are doing business has changed. Right now, you should be learning how to code. If you got any type of children, any ages between 5 to 13, all the way up to 18, they should be learning how to code. That should be the number one top priority. If you can learn code, you can sit your children down in front of that computer, just like how the teachers got them in front of that computer while they being homeschooled. They've been out of school for about the last year. Them into coding so they can make these platforms that we're using. But we're not going to do it. We're not going to do it. But we can get our young minds start thinking that way. Stop trying to push our boys into athletics. That's good, but not to push everyone into athletics. Football, basketball. We need those little boys now to be engineers, technical engineers. The way we pick up the credit card scams and all that, using the computer. We use the computer great for that stuff there. I've seen some cats, they know how to get into everything, but they don't know how to get into the right thing. So that's what we got to get into code. We got to get to the background of these computers that we use. We got to get on the backside of it. We got to have the booking agencies price line like that. We got to do that. We got to know how to raise the money, either collectively from ourselves or from outside investors. Like I said, we want to know better to do it. We want to know it all. We want to know both sides of it, the legal side and legal side, and all forms of how to raise capital. But we want to know how to raise capital however, whenever, wherever. That's what I'm studying for. I'm studying to raise capital, make capital, whenever, wherever, however. If I'm on the moon, I'm selling moon rocks. I'm underneath the ground, whatever. I want to be able to navigate all fields. And finance lets you do that. Finance allows you to navigate any business. If you know how to do finance, you can get into any business, any field. It don't matter what it is. Once you know how to, you can go into whatever you want to go into. You want to start a car company. You want to start a clothing company, a design company. You want to start a new electrical company. You want to start whatever. You know how to learn how to raise finance, you'll be able to do how to do all that. Raising capital is the key to your success, either from your friends, families, or outside investors. Point blank, period. You can try to start up. Some people do it. Some people start up from nothing. They have an idea and a dream. Start from one thing to another. But it all has to be in systematic formation. You know, it's a good example. Damon John making T-shirts. He's not a billionaire quite yet, but he's on his way. Made T-shirts out of his home first. He's one of the first before him. Maybe I do talk about them. I'm gonna do. That's a good idea. So I'm gonna, before I go into how to raise capital, I'm gonna give you a little spiel on the first guys who really black guys, so-called black guys, who really got into the clothing game and made a name for themselves. Only reason they didn't get to keep going because we stopped dealing with them. We stopped dealing with Carl Canal. We stopped dealing with brands that were made by so-called indigenous, so-called black people here in America. We stopped that. It wasn't because of them, because we are faddish people. We hop on one trend to the next. We start a trend, we end the trend. Everything begins and begins with the so-called black people of America. Any trend we started, we ended. We can keep those brothers' feet eating. We kept Polo eating, Ralph Lauren eating, we kept Louis Vuitton, we kept Gucci eating, we kept all those different brands eating. So why we keep those brothers eating? We could have pushed them, say, hey man, we don't really like the styles you guys are coming out with now. We need something more progressive, something more tailored, something the fabrics a little better, you know, sharper, cleaner edges and things like that. You know what I mean? That's what we could have presented as a collective group to these guys who were instrumental in spearheading what we have today. So, but they themselves had to learn how to raise capital to get FUBU off the ground, to get Carl Kanai off the ground. They had to bring in investors to grow on a world scale. And if you want to grow any business, you should want to grow it to the maximum capabilities that you can. You should just want, if you're just searching to just be local, you just want to be the local Joko. That ain't nothing. I mean, that's cool. Everybody has to start somewhere. But even in that point, you still want to continue to grow your business. Right? You want to continue to develop your skills and talents further. So that's key. You can't just rest on your laurels. Once we opened up the fish fry joint on the south side or whatever town, or the north side or whatever town, stop with the one. We're going to expand to 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 10, 20, 100. Got to make the first one perfect first, then move to the second, same thing. Then you can franchise to all, just like a McDonald's or Burger King, so on and so forth. We don't have to stop. There's no soul food restaurant franchise across America, not one. Why not? Why is there a food restaurant that all black people say they love, but there's no soul food chain from Maine to California, Nova Scotia to California? There's none. There's no chains. So, but there's a chain of Cracker Barrel all over the United States. So where is the mom and pop soul food restaurant from East Coast? There's none. You got Sylvia's in New York, you got Roscoe's in LA, and so on and so forth. New York and every other little city got their own individual soul food restaurant, but none have a chain. So we have a lot of improvement to do, and that's because those things exist because the people who do know how to raise capital, our people, they don't come back and tell the masses how to raise capital so they can broaden their businesses, become the next Mrs. Fields bakery cook because they robbed famous Amos cookies. That was another black man got robbed for his great cookies. Everything that we do, we somehow, some way, we stumble the ball. We fumble the ball. I don't understand. I've been researching that for the last 40 years. Why we keep fumbling the ball? Yeah, I say 40 years. Since I was a boy, I've been wanting to do business. So uh, different than what I seen uh, my family doing growing up. All my family did growing up was they had good jobs. Father worked in the factory, my mother worked what you call Michigan Bell. Farm house today, uh, AT&T. So I've always been interested about business. And the only way you're going to got to get in it. And they made it more accessible and easier than ever today. So while I'm not gonna let it pass me by, I'm gonna take advantage of it. I got the opportunity, and I'm still relatively young, and there's a lot of younger than I am who should be on the ball. And you niggas is not on the ball. You're chasing all the wrong things. Real talk. You are chasing all the wrong things. You're trying to be the next best rapper. You're trying to be the next best ball player. You're trying to be the next best, I don't know, but you're not trying to be the next best version of yourself. If you do that, you'll have all those things. So, yeah. I love when they tune out because that means they resonate. This message is resonating. Message resonating. You tune out, that means I'm saying something that you need to hear, but you don't want to hear. You should listen. You only learn from those who've done it before you, who've done it better than you. That's how you learn. Learn from those who've done it before you, learn from those who've done it better than you. If you want to learn how to build your own car, study those who have built the car. The greats. There's a company in Africa now. They're developing their own cars. So you got Africans developing their own vehicles, but the so-called black man, so-called Negro, so-called colored man, so-called uh, whatever you want to misnomers they didn't put a placed upon us. We haven't developed nothing. We haven't developed one dang thing. If you got the Africans over in Africa who've been set back just as long as we've been set back, if not worse. The Africans been set back worse. They have worse conditions than us in so-called America. People. But they have come to the point where they're developing cars. They can take control of their countries. They're not letting outsiders control their destiny. They taking hold of their own destiny. The so-called black people in America. What are we doing? Lean, pills, our women, weed out, our young brothers, check out girls. Nobody's getting married. Just wilding. This is the perfect time to get it going. It's the perfect time. Perfect time to do. They're giving free money away, hand over fist. It's so many programs going on. I can't keep up with them. To be honest with you, can't keep up with them. They're giving out money hand over fist. I cannot keep PP this. And this money is still out there. Biden hasn't even got to the point giving his money. This the money from Trump still. It's still available. So if you're not getting to the bag or getting set up and placing yourself in the right position for your future, for your children's future, so, man, it's gonna be rough sailing for you. Rough sailing ahead. Real rough sailing. Hit that like, subscribe button, notification bell. That like notification bell. Hit that subscribe button. that like notification bell. Hit that like notification bell. Hit that like notification bell. Hit that like notification bell. Yeah. I'm going in. And you should, if you're missing it, you missed it. Go back and replay this video because, like I said, I gave you some good advice. We gotta know how to raise capital so you can get ahead. And then you're gonna keep pitching them little licks. They ain't gonna get you there. They're gonna keep you fresh. They're gonna keep you fresh though. Them licks will keep you fresh, keep your front licks. They keep your fronts up. They'll keep you in a new car. They'll keep you with, I don't know what the latest jeans are these days, but whatever y'all like. So keeping all them expensive Jews, the new Jordans, $500 pair of Jordans, it's gonna keep all that stuff, but it's not gonna keep you in long-term success. You just gotta look at all the people before you. All the people before you who's failed, who's been rich, and now you gotta wonder why. You gotta look at their situation. How can I prevent that from happening to me? Because it happens more than you think. Like I said, people could keep good fronts up. All the entertainers, actors, they keep great fronts up. Everybody could keep great fronts up. Black people are the best, like looking the best, but having the less. Let me repeat that again. Best at looking the best, but having the less. If you go to any club, any night, you'll see any major city, you're gonna see some of the flyest rides you're gonna ever see out front of out of those events. You would think we got all the wealth. You see all the new cars and everything, but all the buildings that surround them, 99.6, I'd say 98% of them are owned by other nationalities than us. Any event, any major city, you're gonna see some of the flyest rides you ever seen. Go to Atlanta, go to Miami, go to Houston, go to Dallas, go to LA. You're gonna see brothers with roses, Jags. You might even see a brother in what's the car $1 million joint. You might see a few brothers in a few $1 million car. But where's our industry? If they got $1 million cars, why aren't they producing cars for us to drive on a day-to-day? Like an Elon Musk, or we used to have brothers who this is way back in the 1800s. We had a car developer, Negro, as they would call them back then, indigenous so-called black man. We had him. He had his own car, several car companies, black car companies. Without the government intervention, we can do anything. As long as the government got their hand in what we always gonna be held back. The so-called black people. I don't like to use the term black. I'm not black. I don't look nothing like black. My glasses right here is black. I'm pure, whatever. I'm not black. You don't know what black is, look it up. You got the Black's Law Dictionary, 4th edition. You can go to etymology dictionary. I don't feel like doing it for you, but you can do it. Look it up. I know who I am. I'm indigenous. From Texas, and we're Moors. Plain and simple. So learn who you are. Then learn how to do this business, I ain't gonna call it a white man's business, because it's our business, European business, which was us too. Many of you don't know that. Yes, you were the original Europeans too. The original everything. Let's get into it. Start off, see what's an angel investor. We're gonna talk about like I said, we're gonna talk about raising capital, personal credit, small amount of personal credit, CPN credit. If you know the CPN process, give me a call, text, description down below. Credit repair, easy and simple process for credit repair. Just get your police report. Everybody's been a victim of identity theft. So I'm quite sure you have. Get a copy of all three of your bureaus, get a copy of the police report, submit it back to the bureau. Bam. There you go. Not educational purpose, for educational purpose only. So that's the quick cleanup or process. I got that for you too. So you can get that from me as well. Credit repair kit, business kit. So after you get my kit, you'll be able to have your own credit repair business. So all that stuff is available. So what's an angel investor? Angel investor is an individual who provides capital for a business startup, usually in exchange for convertible debt or earning or ownership equity. Angel investors usually give support to startups at the initial moments and when most investors are not prepared to back. So that's like the angel investor could be a rich relative, friend, or just or you just talking in the bar or at anywhere at the grocery store, and somebody's in the background over here. You telling somebody else, and they say, "Hey, I like that, man. What's your name?" You give me a name, you give me a card, or y'all switch cards, and later on down the line, pitch them, and they still like what you said, and they willing to put their money up to your idea. That's an angel investor. Just an average, everyday, ordinary person off the street. Sometimes they're accredited or non-accredited. Accredited investor is $250,000 a year or more, or has an annual or has a gross net worth of I think $2 million. So if you make $250,000 a year or more, you're considered a accredited investor. That means you can speculate on different investments without having to go through certain criteria. Whereas the person who doesn't make $250,000, they're excluded from private placements, so on and so forth. So get your bread up so you can become an accredited investor. So that's what an angel investor. Just you have a lot of platforms available to you now, so you can use them to get your find angel investors. It's a simple Google search. Bop, 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 bop. Angel investors. So you get a page after page of different companies now offering a pool of angel investors who are willing to give you their money if your idea makes sense. So start. That's just another way of coming up with another way of making money. This could be a long-term goal or a short-term. Depends on how well the idea is, and you written it down, and you forecast the projected revenue and things of that nature, and people give you money for that. Say, oh, man, you never know. Sometimes the things that you didn't believe would take off like a rocket, that'd be the one. That'd be the idea to take you to out of this world. I know when I was hustling when I was a young guy, we stayed with some college kids. And these guys played football. And they played for college. We was hustling in the town and they lived there. It was kind of like our cover in that time. But one of the brothers who played football, he was okay. Developed what you see on all the football players' cleats now, that little thing that goes over it, the little cloth mesh thing that goes over your foot or whatever goes over the boot of the shoe. He developed that. And he sold that idea, licensed the idea to a company, and he receives a residual check every year off of that. So that little thing you see over the boot of the football cleat, he developed that. He thought of that, made that, came up with that. But he was an ex-player. I thought he must have seen a need for it. Found the people who helped him develop it. Got his team together, lawyer, accountant. Now he has what he call a royalty. He receives a royalty, just like any NBA player. For Steph Curry's shoe that he sells, that's a royalty, just like a record, a artist. They receive a royalty. Same with the basketball or football player with their name signature shoe, they get a royalty. Some of them, well, I don't think any of them. Only one who was attempting to own the brand was the ball father. Even Jordan, he receives a royalty. He gets a huge royalty, but he just received no ownership. He may own the Jordan brand. I think he licensed that brand. He owns the brand name, Jordan brand, but his shoe is from Nike. That's Phil Knight. Phil Knight gets on Jordan shoes money. But Jordan, the brand, the Jordan get that money. Like Kanye West, same situation with the Yeezy. That's a licensing deal. He receives a royalty. But Kanye, I think he has a percentage ownership of his company with Adidas, which is still breaks down to a royalty because he doesn't control the manufacturing. He may control the design of the shoe, but they don't control the manufacturing of the shoe. They've licensed that out to China. If you look inside the tag, the tongue of your shoe, you'll see where all your shoes are made from. You're paying $400-$500 for it. I don't know, with the multicolored Jordans, they only cost $20 to make. So like paying like 500% over market value, that's a bad business deal. That's a horrible business deal. Unless you can get the shoe and flip it like the other young kids are doing. If you're in the flipping shoe business, you should have experience and know what's a good deal and what's a bad deal. If you're in the flipping shoe business. And you can use an angel investor to help you buy more shoes. You can promise your angel investor a percentage. I'm going to buy from sneaker app the next whoopty whoop whoop. You put the money up and I'll give you a return after I sell it. That's an angel investor. That's one. But yeah, but this go through many different platforms. Like I said, I'm looking here right now. Excuse me. You got tons. How do I get angel investors? There are a variety of ways to find angel investors, including through entrepreneurs, lawyers, accountants, angel investor network groups that aggregate individual investors, venture capitalists. We're going to go into that next. Investment bankers. I'll talk about that too. Crowdfunding sites. That's the new thing. Crowdfunding sites. What is it? Indiegogo and Kickstarter. So those places where you can, just like where they have that, GoFundMe. Those are angel investors. And that's why I say what I was talking about earlier, developing those platforms so you can raise capital. That's what I'm working on platforms so we can raise capital. I mentioned to your guys about 8 months ago, I serviced a lot of you with CPNs, serviced a lot of you I served a lot of you with business repair. You should be able now to be ready to start investing in your next business venture. Because I know I am. I started when you got started. So I started when you started. And I'm ready to start my next foray, my next business foray. I'm developing cash flow businesses before I go do anything. Develop 5 streams of cash flow. That's what you guys should be working on the same way. So you can work on your big idea. If you create you small pools of income, you can start working on your big idea. And that's what I developed. I've developed small pools of cash flow income that comes to me weekly, daily, whenever, but I know it's coming. So now I can spend a lot of time of my thinking on developing the next phase of my project. That's where you gotta go. That's why I'm giving you these tips. These are the same tips that I'm using. So if you're doing what I'm doing, then you're working in the same direction that I'm working. And you should be to go fund an Airbnb. You should be able to start an Airbnb now. You should have a 750 credit, 800 credit, 700 credit, and you should be able to go get you an apartment and lease it out for Airbnb. If you don't have a CPN, give me a call so you can learn to do that. Text me so you can learn to do that. So you can have you an Airbnb generating cash flow weekly. And then after you set that up, go purchase you a car under 130,000 miles. Then I'll show you what to do with that so to develop some more cash flow so you can focus on the big picture. We need to develop small pools of income first that'll keep us fed, keep keep the kinks off of us and of us. And then we can start working on buying multi-family units, start looking for serious investments, redeveloping our communities where we can buy the property for pennies on the dollar. Start transforming those neighborhoods that we're fleeing from. See, the educated people, and that's great. All the educated blacks, them dumb niggas, all fled to the. So they left the hood to us. They left the hood to those who can do it the most good. That's us. Start going back into those bad neighborhoods where we all, some of us, a lot of us come from, and start redeveloping those communities slowly. Like I said, first you got to develop your own personal cash flow. Let that come in. Then take that. 3, 4 guys got the same idea. You start a block. When we start developing, we start buying pieces of small equipment till we can start making our own shoe. We don't have to buy all the equipment at once. Start buying it piece by piece. We put all the money together, buy small factories, many small factories in East St. Louis, Detroit. There's all Chicago. There's many small factories all through our little neighborhoods. And we need to buy those back, formulate small S corps, buy those little small factory buildings back in our community, and start putting back small equipment in there to make our own Nikes, Jordans, so on and so forth, boots, so on and so forth, T-shirts. I just was watching down in Alabama, all the brothers and sisters down in Alabama, Mississippi. Y'all came out them cotton. It's time to go back to those cotton fields. But we got to get the ownership in the cotton field. That's why I know a brother right now, he makes cotton down in Mississippi. He could use a whole lot of help. He sells his cotton to manufacture T-shirts. He sells cotton to manufacture suits. Some of the best suits in the world are made out of 100% wool or cotton. We got to get back into that. We got to get, that's called textiles. North Carolina has a lot of textiles. We got to get back out there. We got to get out there and get into that. We got to get back out into those fields, down in them cotton fields, and start getting whatever's the latest technology for getting that cotton out of that field so we can refine it to make it so we can make it into a fabric. That's what we're going to have to do. That's what time it is. They done left it bare. All these little small towns, if you look, you'll see they done left all these. It's here. It's no way that we should be broke. Ain't no way. It's money. If you go down south, it's fields and 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 fields of cotton that we left bare. Nobody's. It's cotton needed all over the world. They need cotton in Brazil. They need cotton in Peru. They need cotton in Africa. They need cotton in Russia. We got America used to be the cotton of the world, but it's the stigma of slavery that don't make our people want to go back to the industry was naturally ours. That's an industry which is naturally ours. Our ancestors controlled the cotton industry. You may think that we was getting whooped and all of that. Yeah, some were. But with some of our own people, that's why your relatives and your mama and them don't like to talk about it. Because your great great grandfather and them used to whoop their own people to pick the cotton. It wasn't crackers forcing them to pick the cotton. Own people forcing them to pick the cotton. That's why they never talk about it. It was Uncle Jimbo telling Uncle Earl and his cousins and relatives, y'all niggas gonna pick the cotton or we gonna beat y'all ass. That's what it's just like today. It's the same thing today. What gangs in the neighborhood do? Ain't that what they tell you? Nigga, you can't walk down this block, nigga. You walk down this block, nigga, gonna pop you. Right? Ain't nothing changed, it's different scenery. Same shit went on then, the same shit going on. Why I keep telling black there'll never be unity amongst black people because there never was unity. When we was on the ships, we controlled the ships. We was driving the ships. There wasn't no cracker taking us from one place to another. We was taking each other from one place to the other. All up and down the South Central and North America. So the Spaniards was the first ones who enslaved us on this land. See, y'all think we black. See, that's where y'all need to get that shit out your head. We are the indigenous Indians of this land. They roughed us off our land. That's what they did. They didn't bring us in from nowhere. They roughed us off. Say, nigga, we tired of y'all. Y'all motherfuckers, get these niggas, put them on the ship. Took us to Haiti, took us to Dominican Republic, Jamaica, all those different islands. That's where we went first. Brazil. They took us to Angola. They took us all over the world first. Let me see what this says. How many AUs it takes to really make a CPN work? How many days should I wait? Well, you need some primaries to make your CPN with those AUs. No AUs and make a CPN work. So you're gonna have to get some primaries before you get some AUs. And then how many days should I wait? How many days should wait? I don't know. First, you got to get some good primaries on there, develop the file first, then add AUs. And then you'll have a 750 score. Then you won't have no problem with anything that you can go get your car primary. Credit takes time now with CPN. The credit don't come as fast as it once did. So they want to see you, especially today with the credit situation. They want to see you kind of develop the credit first before they give you large amounts of credit. There was a time they gave 10, 20,000 on the CPN card. I haven't seen that in a long time because the companies was getting abused. So they lowered the limits. That even affected SSN holders. So that had really anything to do with just CPN holders. It had to do with the whole climate itself, SSN and CPN holders itself. People are just accumulating more debt and they're not paying it because they don't have ways to pay it back. Especially right now, if you're not generating enough income, you maxed your credit, $10,000, $20,000 credit card on, you just paying a minimum balance. That means you couldn't afford that card. You know what I mean? So that's pretty much what everyone's doing. They got the companies give you 30,000, then you go spend the 30,000, maybe not at once, but maybe say over 3-4 years, you can spend the $30,000 limit. You just paying the minimum balance back every month. That you ain't even doing nothing to the card. Most people are really laying, so they just kind of limiting their limits. They're cutting their losses like you would cut your losses. Like shit, these motherfuckers some scrubs. They ain't bringing the bag back. And that's how they thinking. Like these motherfuckers some scrubs. They ain't bringing the bag back. I can't make no money because they ain't doing right with the car. So that's why the limits are a lot lower now. You can. That's why it's good to know. You know how to do. You smart. The CPNs. You can make it happen. You just know how to be smart with your CPNs. You know how to juggle. You know how to juggle. You juggle. You know how to juggle well. Then you can make it work. You can make it work. Learn how to juggle, and you'll be all right. But the hard times is coming right now. Everybody have a lot of money in their hand very soon. We're gonna hold on, people. My Jewelers Club or kickoff. Will that work as a primary at Chase? Yeah, that uh my Jewelers Club is okay. Um, what is it? Uh, Network Solutions. A lot of 'em, man. Yep, that'll work on my Jewelers Club. That's a primary. It's a AG Jewelers. That's another one. I gave some out on my last video. Watch the last video. I gave some out. You, yep. Y'all should. What was I talking about? Give me a one if you're with me. Give me a one if you're with me. Hit that notification. Hit that thumbs up. I need some thumbs up. Hit that like button. Super chat is available. You want to ask me something? You want to donate to the cause? You want to contribute? Uh, Super chat. Appreciate it if you so kindly would. I'm gonna continue with just new investors. We're gonna go into. I'm gonna ask. I see something here I want to speak on about angel investors before I go on to venture capitalists. I want to speak about something before I go on to venture capitalists. That's right. Give me a one if you're with me. One with me. If you're with me, give me a one. One. Give me a one. Give me a one. If you're with me. Holla if you hear me. Give me a one. If you 10 toes deep in the sea, man, with me, come on now. Hit that thing. Hit that, give me a thumbs up, man. Give me a one. Got any questions? Put them in the chat. Got any questions? Put them in the chat. I'll answer your questions. Put them in the chat. As I go on, I answer some of your questions too. Put them in the chat. History, whatever your questions are. History questions, whatever. Hit that cash app. Anybody who hit that super chat tonight, I'm gonna send you the free. I'm gonna send you credit repair book to send your email. Hit that super chat. I'll send you credit repair kit. On I guess it ain't free, but get that super chat. $5 or more. $5 or more. I don't put no dollar, $2 like that. $5 or more. I'll give you a copy of the credit repair business kit. Got everything in there you need, and you'll be able to have your own business. So if you got super chat, cash app on the screen too. Either one. I'll send you a copy right while I'm on. Only while I'm on right now. Once I go off, I'm not saying nothing. While I'm on, you put your name in the comments and email. I'll send you one. 50 off camera. So if you call me off camera, I charge 150 for my credit repair business, not business kit, credit repair kit. You want the business kit, same thing. 6-figure business kit. Hit the super chat, cash app right now. You'll get it for whatever you donate above $5. But I charge 150 for that as well. CPN ebook. I charge for my CPN ebook. You can get it right now. Super chat, cash app, whatever amount you got. But it does not come with consultation. I'm just sending you the book and you got to figure it out on your own. Any consultations, send your super chat, cash app, Sub-Zer. Send your super chat or cash app and you'll get your copy. Just put which one you want. Six-figure CPN, how to make your own CPN, or credit repair kit. I have other ones as well. Wholesale real estate. The CPN book shows you how to make your own CPN. It shows you how to make your own, develop your own CPNs from scratch, from beginning to end. So you don't need nobody else to make them for you. I only do this while I'm on. So when I'm off, like I said, prices go back to normal. But if you super chat or cash app, make sure you put your name there and who you are, so I know who I'm sending it to. But give me 1 second. Be right back. We're gonna continue. Or you can get 5 subscribers. You get 5 people subscribers and you write them down. You do the 5 people you have subscribed. I'll send you a copy that way too. I'll do that off camera. And all of these tools that I'm giving you, they all work. So, and you want proof? I'll have a call in one day. Some of the prior people who have 750 credit scores from their credit business kit, we got 750 credit scores from the CPN. That's what I do. I'm here to help you develop 750 credit scores so you can get out of the F financial situation you in. Here, like how many primaries and how many AUs? You need 2 and 2. You want a great, successful SSN or CPN file. You need 2 primaries and you can have 2 AUs. 2 primaries, secure cards. You have 3 secure cards in an AU. You have 2 secure cards, 2 AU. Any of those combination scenarios. Any of those will work. 1 second. Yep. So there you go. So you're gonna go back into it. Hit me up while we on. You can get those things. Let's get it going. I want to see everybody getting down, man, doing their best. We supposed to be up. We're supposed to be up. Okay, Keith. Okay, Sub-Zer. I got you. Mr. Crazy Ray. What's the average credit limit you saw on a 750 score since they cutting back on limits? What's the average credit limit? Depends on how the file set up. A new file, they'll give you 1,000, 1,500 on all new 1 year, everything under 1 year. You can get an average of 3 to 1,000, 2,000. Depends on the limits that you have on your credit. Depends on the limits you have on your file. So if you got $2,000 limits on your file already, you can expect to get a card around the same amount. You got $5,000 limit credit card limits on your file, you can expect to get about the same thing, but not necessarily apply to all situations. to differ. So it's not one rule, not one rule applies to all. It's up to really, it's up to the discretion of the lender, of the bank, of the. It's really up to their discretion. But on average, new files about anywhere 1,000. You get 1,000 per five, anywhere between 500 to 1,000 on the card. That's for new files. Anything with credit history under a year. But if you put something in it, raise up the overall history of the file, then it is likely to get 3,000, 5,000 from different places. Community is one of the most lenient when it comes to credit cards with CPN or SSN, Community Bank. And you'll see a lot of their cards at Bed Bath Beyond, I think it's Campers World. Their cards are a lot of the store cards. You'll find a lot of their cards there. Do a lot of the store cards. They either offer the store card or they have the store card or with the Visa logo, MasterCard logo. Three months. Kyle here. How long should we be making payments to those primaries before we're able to get approved for credit lines? 90 days. I would say 90 days of paying on your credit card. If you have your credit cards 3 months, then you can apply for other credit. But make sure you got your inquiries low, because the inquiries will mess up your file. If you got a lot of inquiries, that's gonna mess up your file. So you can clean the inquiries off, and the inquiries will help you remove the get rid of those inquiries. Get the credit repair kit to remove that inquiry. Then you can go on Shopee.gg, Urban Stream Media, and I got the inquiry removal right there, just by itself. Learn how to remove the inquiries up. You got a lot of inquiries. Get the business kit. You can donate right now. Get the whole business kit for $5. $5 or more right now get you the business kit. But once I go off, we don't get you nothing. And you need trade lines as well. You want trade line source? Have the trade line source. You can get that right now as well. You want the trade line source? You get that as well. A second before I get back into this lesson we was going over, angel investors. I'm doing something right now. Gotta put one in the air while we on here. Gotta put one in the air while we on here. And so get your credit clean. So get you some Airbnbs. Put the Airbnbs in a major market, so you can get you some cash flow. I just got my first one. I'm working on another one. I want you all to get you, and it's very as simple as just signing up. You don't have to have a lease agreement, any of those things, but if you got those, great. It makes it even better. But you don't have to have that. Customer first. Use Airbnb as a customer first. Then switch over and offer your place. And you can make anywhere from 800 to 2-3 grand a month passively, not having to do too much work, just passively. Get 3 or 4 of those, you can need to start focusing on the big scheme of things, the bigger picture things. Start buying real estate. Yep, start buying real estate. But right now, we'll hold off on buying. Let them clear out all the people right now who haven't been paying their mortgage through the mortgage moratoriums and through the pandemic, they've been letting people postpone their rent. Okay, Kyle Laguerre on the super chat. That's what's up. It's the time to get all these materials for $5. Put your I need your send me your look in the description, Kyle. Email me and which package you want. So this is the time to get your packages if you want them for a little bit of nothing. Normally I charge $300 for a CPN. If you want me to teach you, you learn it yourself. You can buy the manual right now yourself. And it only costs you $5, $10, whatever you feel comfortable with donating. You can donate whatever you rich. Give me a couple hundred. You're just getting by, $5. Hey, don't be no cheap one. You got that bag, lay it on the cat. You supposed to be that deal. You say you that guy. Show me you that guy. Since you say you that guy, well, you just playing like you that guy. I used to be that guy, so I ain't that guy no more. I'm just a teacher now. I teach. I want y'all to be those guys. I'm getting there. I want y'all to get there. Y'all a lot younger than me. See you a whole lot younger than me. I want to see y'all get there. Y'all the future. Y'all should be on these politicians. Y'all should be on all these politicians. They old. They making laws telling you what to do. They ain't gonna be here. You under 40, they ain't gonna be here. Most of the politicians in their 60s, 70s, 80s, 70s, they making laws for people 30, 20, 40, 15. Y'all like, nah, we ain't going for that, man. Y'all making laws for us, telling us what to do. Supposed to be trying to get out of that. Don't you know you're supposed to get out of the system? Come out of her, my children. All you was raised, most of you raised as Christians, but y'all don't play, y'all don't practice it. Y'all don't do nothing with the Bible. Y'all use it as a coaster. Y'all use the Bible as a coaster. Y'all don't read it though. I'm trying to tell you, read it. That's what the game. It's a game in that Bible. The Bible don't want you to be poor. That's what the old black church interpretation. They want you to be poor. My church is a church of prosperity. That's why it's called Church of Money. It's a church of prosperity. We're a church of living, not the dead. It's train line supply lines from. You can buy them, get the source from me right now. Make a donation of $5, and I'll give you the best source. Donation of $5 or more get you the best source to trade line. No supply, whatever they are, is not good. I ain't never even heard of. But if you want the best source, you can go talk to many of the people I've dealt with. Quick post, fast post, get the best source. Another thing, let me speak on that too. I'm glad you brought that trade lines up. Let me speak on that. I've been seeing people talking about primaries, autos, and so on and so forth. Do not get trapped off in the primary. I can look up some primaries right now on the web, and the auto primary. Do not fall in that trick. Those primaries are no good. They never post. You're gonna lose 2, 3 grand, 10 grand, 5 grand, trying to get a leg up on everybody else. Just start it from scratch yourself. Don't be in a rush. Get your CPN. And the fastest you can go is just adding some authorized users. That's the fastest you can go. Trying to add an auto primary, a mortgage, a CC primary, whatever these people sell for 2 grand, 5 grand. Those are all lies. Those are all lies. Those are all, you're going to find yourself out of 2 grand. You're going to find yourself out of 5 grand. You're going to be mad. And you say, I should have listened to KJ. Should have stayed with the church. But the church is going to put me in the right direction. I see you, brother. I see you, Cartier. Make sure you send me that. I need your email with your tag. All you guys who send me, put your tag. I need Cartier with your email. Kyle, send your email with your Kyle on. Uh, Sir, send your email. Sub-Sir, send your I got your email right there, Sub-Sir. So yeah. So I can get all that, get those things out to you guys. And I appreciate you. Appreciate you. That's what we're here for, to help you. If y'all help me, I help y'all. You know what I'm saying? That's how it goes. Called reciprocating. Reciprocating. Those in the circle. Reciprocating to one another. And that, you'll grow, I'll grow, everybody will grow. Then we'll start trusting one another. See, we got to learn that once we start learning to trust one another, then we'll all right, Mr. Crazy Ray. Appreciate it. Peace to the God. Put your name and your tag. But we gotta learn, once we start building that trust back, then we'll be on point. Yes, sir. I see you, Mr. Crazy Ray. Just sent $5 to check in. That's right. Cash super chat. That's what's up. Appreciate everyone. We're gonna get y'all together. Yes, sir. I see you, Crazy Ray. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I was here. I was here the other night, Jordan. I was here the other night, brother. Peace to the God. Let's go into we just went, like I said, I wanted to read something about last little thing about angel investors. A lot of you threw me off track, but I appreciate it. And but this is the last thing we're gonna read. What percentage do an angel investor take? A lot of people want to know, how much do I supposed to give my angel investor? He gave me 100,000 to put into my idea. But what is fair to give him in return for his 100,000? And this is what they say the industry standard is. Angel investors, hold on, let me get a little sip. Get mouth getting dry. Angel investors typically want from 20 to 25% return on the money they invest in your company. So you're looking to give them 20, 25% of your idea, but that you didn't have no money. A piece of the God to you too, man. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I have all as well with you. Same to you, George, Mr. Hart. What was I at? But yeah, 20, 25%, but you didn't have any money. So you didn't have no money. He funding your idea. So 25, 20, 25%. Me, I would probably say, man, I won't have it. But they want you to grow the business. They're gonna be angel investors are hands off. They usually give you the money and let you do what you do with it. They'll check in with you, report on you, make sure you ain't run off with it, but they usually give you the money, let you go do your thing. And they're looking to get their quarterly or whatever your terms you agree to in your guys' contract. That's what they're gonna look to receive, quarterly or annually. So that's what you typically will give an angel investor owning you his money, 20 to 25%. And if you got a credit card, say with 20 grand on it, probably would be, if you got, say, just marginal credit, it's gonna be around the same thing. It's gonna be about anywhere from 15, maybe 10 to 20, 10 to 25%, depending on your credit score thing. So each scenario has its advantages. You just gotta weigh which one's better for you. So let's go into venture capitalists. And this is another form of raising capital to fund your business or idea. Because you don't have to have a business. You don't have to have a business whatsoever. You haven't had to have one sale. Had not made one sale. All you have to have is the right pitch and formula. How do you attach a CP into a business? That's An EIN, anybody with an SSN, you make CPN your partner. Educational purposes only. Make CPN that's one of your partners. But you need all EINs have to be started with a SSN trust or nonprofit. So you got to start everyone that way. So you got to have an EIN number, SSN number. But you can add them on as members of the corporation. Once you started the corporation with the SSN or whatever, you can add the CPN on it as a member of the corporation, which would be an S corporation. But you can't do a single member. You can't do a single member LLC with a CPN. It's not going to even register. So I wouldn't even say it's going to be illegal because it's not going to even accept it at all. Prevent you from doing something illegal. Venture capital. Venture capital is a form of private equity financing. I talked about that a few videos ago. About private equity financing that is provided by venture capital firm or funds to startups, early stage and emerging companies that have been deemed to have high growth potential or high growth. There you go, venture capital. You want to look what private equity is? What's private equity? Let's see what private equity, we spoke about private equity. And I'll give you a definition of what private equity is. Refers to investment funds, generally organized as limited partnerships that buy and restructure companies that are not publicly traded. So that's a private right there. And that's what I'm looking to start, my own private equity firm. So I can pitch big deals all at once. So when I want to start a mining company in some South American country, I'm going to look for private equity firms to invest in that. I want to do mining. I want to control the natural resources of the earth, the uranium, the plutonium, gold, silver. Those are the things that are most important. Water. Water. If you don't have water, you're going to be ass out. Literally. How do venture capitalists make money? Well, venture capital makes money. They carry interest on their funds return and a fee for managing a fund's capital. Once an investor has returned their investor's capital, they begin to earn carried interest on the returns in excess of their fund size. So, how do you become a VC? Founding a successful startup or going through an apprenticeship. That's what I'm doing. I'm going through a financial apprenticeship that I'm sharing with you all. This is the foundation and formulation to my private equity firm. First, you got to know how to explain it so you can obtain the information, to resonate the information to what you have to do. VCs are judged on the success or failure of their startup. VCs from the finance path tend to have MBAs and will look to recruit people with similar skill sets from similar institutions. What is the venture capital process? It is a process investment made into early stage, as we already spoke about. The people who invest this money are called venture capitalists. The venture capital investment is made when a venture capitalist buys shares of such a company and becomes a financial partner in that business. So like I was explaining, it's kind of like an angel investor. What is your opinion of purchasing oil wells in the U.S.? Do it. That's my opinion. Do it. If you got oil wells in the U.S., Texas, Oklahoma area, around there, man, thumbs up. Oil will be here, at least for the near future, at least for the next 20, 30 years, and the price is going up. Oil's price is going up. I don't know if you've been paying to the gas prices. Crude, look into Brent crude. That's how oil is traded on the commodities exchange. But yes, oil is a good investment, especially right now. Oil is going to go back to about $100 a barrel. It's about $50, $60 a barrel right now. So those you can and you can invest in oil on Webull. You have Webull. You go to my. I don't have my link up right now. Open a. You can invest in oil through your Webull account, or even Robinhood. There's other platforms too. You can but those Webull is probably the most simplest to get approved for and put money in. I encourage people to use Webull and get your feet wet in the stock market. Learn about it. Learn as many hustles as you possibly can. Especially look at all the Europeans and white Europeans and look what they do. Look at what they do. You'll follow suit. What do you see a lot of them do? Follow suit with them, but just make sure you put a stop loss. Everything that you do. You don't want to gain money then let it all evaporate from you. I've done that a lot of times. I've watched my position reverse on me quite a few times and just sat there like, why ain't take that loss? Lost. It's a psychological when you trading stocks, commodities, or any of those things. You gotta have discipline, man. You gotta have some discipline because you will lose everything. You see the little boy, he thought he lost I think it was 700,000, something, killed himself trading options. The white boy killed himself trading options. He thought he owed I think it was 700,000, maybe, but he didn't owe it. It was just an exchange, the trade wasn't complete yet. But he jumped the gun. So you got trading is psychological. You got the more stoic, more patient person you are, you're more apt to be a good trader. Somebody who likes to jump around a lot, move around a lot, don't do it. You're not ready for trading because you got to sit and look at pay attention to the news. You gotta be on point as a trader. You see a lot of people talking about courses and they did this and that. They may have 1-2 good years. It's consistency as a trader averages a consistent trader averages one of the best. They average 20%. That's the best in the industry. If somebody who averages 20% gains on their portfolios or funds, they're one of the top funds. And you see all these other guys talking about they make this, you can make this, make that. Be careful with those type of people. Because trading, you have to have a skill. They may can do it for a year, but to be able to sustain 100% growth year over year over year in the stock market, that's unheard of. If you did that, then you're Bernie Madoff. You're about to be his cellmate too. 100% gains for the past 20 years. You're about to be Bernie Madoff's cellmate. Get ready. That's unheard of in the stock market. Now there are high flyers, like I said. There are anomalies. There are people who have a successful maybe 3-4 years. It's a 30-40% gains, 50% gains. But over a 20-year period, over the long term, no, does not exist. People hit licks. That's really facing bait, really boiled down to hitting licks. Yeah, people hit licks. They hit licks all day in the stock market. The people who just got the one play off Robinhood, GameStop. That's what you would call hitting a lick in the stock market. Well, guys in the street hit a lick, don't play 50, 100, 200. Well, these people, they had a little boy hit a lick for $3,000. His mama bought him a stock at $5, $3,000, but took two, 5 years. They were just holding on to it. Then one day, it just boom, like the lottery. One day, boom. Everybody who had the money in GameStop got paid, but they should have cashed out. They should have cashed out right then and there. They should have took the money and ran. Once you hit it, you done made 3,000% on your $10,000. You don't wait to get no more at that point. Out, boom, and be done. Be done with it. Be done with it. That's how you do that. You don't go for long. You don't try to keep getting no more. You take that and put it in another stock. Don't leave it in the same one. You almost certain and exactly. Any gaps you see in a chart have to be filled. So if you see gaps in the up chart, you see gaps in the down chart, all those gaps will be filled. Years back they were. All gaps get filled. Just a little stock tips for you. If you're trading stock or commodities, whatever, all gaps get filled. So let's read a little more about venture capital because you're going to need venture capital. Some of y'all are going to need it. Some of you are going to need venture capital. I know some people out here with some great ideas that's going to take us to the next great thing. It's going to be somebody who's so-called black. The next tech giant is going to be someone who's so-called black. They like the Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos. The next one who's going to be up there is going to be somebody who's called. We're doing it, man. We're doing it. We're making big strides. We're doing it. They don't highlight it or show it, but it's happening for some of us. Most of us still on bullshit. But it's happening for some of us. It's happening. 30 years ago, there was no so-called black man with his own movie studio. He can make a movie anytime he get and distribute it to whomever he wants. Because now he has the internet as his platform. He can create a website, make that movie, and sell it to you through a website. Everybody watch it. Or he can create an app, boom, 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 real fast. Take a few weeks. A couple great engineers can make an app in a few days. And just disseminate whatever movie you have. And charge. You don't even have to charge Federal Reserve notes. You can charge now. Watch the movie. The Bitcoin is everybody got a little bit of it now. So you can say, I don't want to use the credit card system to charge for more. I'm going to use Bitcoin, or I'm going to use Ethereum. I'm going to use Litecoin. I'm going to use any one of those different currencies to exhibit as a movie. So there's many things we can develop to create more and more billionaires. The opportunity is here. Your time on. You wasting it or just BSing, or you wasting it to get money? Hit that like button, subscribe and share. Hit that like button. That like button. Hit that like button. Thumbs up. Give me thumbs up. Thumbs up, everyone. Thumbs up. Keep it going. We're gonna keep it going. Thumbs up. Thumbs up. Capitalists need a license. You don't need a license. So what do you actually need to be a VC? A rich uncle can be a good start. When the VC industry evolved in the late 1970s, most venture professionals came from all over the spectrum: technology, business development, finance, and investment banking. So anyone can be a VC. Just got to have a fund, a company, or you can find a distressed company and put your money into that. That would be a high net worth individual, like I said, accredited investor to be a VC. Is venture capital worth the risk? Venture capital investment is generally perceived as high risk and high reward. That's the only thing I like. If it ain't high reward. Anything that's worthwhile, that's gonna make you rich, has to be high risk and getting to it. Mostly everything that's it's gonna be high risk to get to it. The data in our report revealed that although investors in VC take on high fees, their liquidity and risk, they rarely reap a return. So this is definitely not for the weak of heart. So if you're weak of heart, you faint of heart, or you adverse to risk, then being a startup is not for you. You need to go get your 9 to 5 and rely on your daddy, which is the government. Let the government take care of you, pay them their 35% every year, and let take care of you. Let the government be your daddy. But if you want to be your own daddy, that means you're not afraid of risk. That means you running to the risk. You wanted to put all of your soul, your energy, and time into whatever you're thinking about doing. I don't care if it's illegal or legal. You're willing to take the risk to get the possibility of a high return. Not again, high return. A possibility of a high return. So it's all up to you. It's all weighs on you. Well, I want to take just go get by like everyone else. Be Joe Blow, everyday average dude. Joe or Jane, everyday average Jane, or Jill. Or I want to shoot for the stars, which is going to change the whole dynamics of everything around me. Cream, cash rules, everything around me. Get the money, dollar bill, y'all. Yes, sir. I'm not risk averse. If I was, I wouldn't have went to the penitentiary at 20 years old. Just turned 20. Even then, to take the risk. I took the wrong risk at that time, so I know I can do it now. At those times, I was willing to get killed for what I was doing. I was willing to die for what I was doing. I was willing to kill someone for what I was doing. So if I could think like that then, so this is nothing here. This is like cakewalk to deal with the Europeans and day to day, and they're treacherous. They're treacherous in the business world, but they ain't no treacherous than the guys in the street. So, and the reward from dealing with these white guys is much greater than dealing with these black guys. I'm gonna go with the high risk reward with the white guys as opposed with the low risk reward with the black guys. Just make common sense. I only can grow to this point dealing with the so-called black guys on the street. If I get to dealing with these Europeans on this side, it's with unlimited digital numbers. They playing with unlimited digital numbers. We playing with the Federal Reserve notes that was created by the bank. And there's only a limited amount of them. It's only like what, 2 trillion? 2 trillion Federal Reserve notes in circulation. Digital money, it's unlimited. The sky's the limit. It's the sky's the limit. BlackRock, $1 trillion company. That's $100 trillion. BlackRock. Look up BlackRock. They own everything you can imagine. They got their hand tied in everything. The government, companies, everything. Look into BlackRock. They got everybody's money. So we got to learn how to play the game. That's why I'm on here to tell you how to change the game, play the game. Play. Because this is Monopoly. This is real life Monopoly. Winner take all. We got to create a new board. I don't think we got enough time to create. We got to win on this board first before we can create a new board. So we got to win on this board. We win on this Monopoly board, then we can create our own game. But we got to beat them at their game first. They gonna cheat. They gonna try to knock you down. They're gonna try to hold you back, pull your leg, gonna pull your shirt. If you know how to play hoop, you know how to shoot hoop, and you're a good hoop player, and when you playing, guy who guard you sometimes, he good and he tug on you, ref don't see it. He elbow, ref don't see it. Trip you, ref don't see it. You know what I mean? He do all little things to get under your skin. That's what they gonna do to us. They gonna do all little things to get under our skin. They'll try everything in their power to prevent us from climbing that ladder. But they can't stop it for real. They can't stop. Only we stop. Only reason they stop because we love them. They can't stop it once we all wake up. They can't stop us. Once we know their game, we learn this game. They're gonna try to knock a few of us off, which they have done. Reginald Lewis, they knocked him off. He was the master of acquisitions and mergers and finance. What I'm talking about right here, buying distressed companies and rebuilding them and selling them. We buying distressed properties, rebuilding them and selling them. Making he was the king of this. He's gone. Gave him cancer. Boom. He's out of here. But he opened guys like me. He opened our eyes up to high finance, how it was really done, how you really become wealthy in America is through high finance. There are people who built small companies, found up, but to get to that next level, they had to go get high finance from private equity firms like a BlackRock or a bank like Lloyd's of London, who Trump had his money with. Trump was banking. That was his credit guarantor. Lloyd's of London. You might have Bank of America, Chase, Wells Fargo. Once you get to a certain point, you'll be talking to the regional president or the president of the country. You're gonna be talking to the real people, or you can go to local, whatever the biggest bank in your state, Florida, Michigan, New York, whoever. Those are people you want to talk to. Bosses talk to bosses. You ask them, how much money can you lend me? That's what you ask them. Bosses talk to bosses. If they don't have the person you talking to, don't have no lending power, you don't need to talk to that person. Give me the person who has the lending power. That's the person I need to talk to. How much can you, on your own signature, lend to me from the bank? How much authority has the bank given you to lend money based upon me? For me. And they'll let you know. Well, I don't have the authority to give. Well, I'm talking to you then. If you don't have the authority, you're just going to take the information down. That's the person I want to talk to. I don't need to talk to you because you're in the way. You're going to misinterpret what I'm giving you. I need to talk to the person who got the bag. Darren Pennicott. What books do you recommend on credit and setting up your financial situation? I have had a good 2020, but most of my assets in cash. I had and have of Bitcoin. I need other places. 401. Okay. Well, I wouldn't take it out of 401k and put it in a you're gonna take a penalty, but put it in a whole life insurance policy. That's what you put it in. Put it in a whole life insurance policy. And get that annual 5, 4 to 6% compounded year over year from that whole life insurance policy. Put it in. Whole life insurance policy, the best place you can store money or currency. That's the best place you can store currency. It's better than the bank, better than anywhere else. The bank even store their money in the insurance companies' bank, and it's with them. The insurance companies has to have dollar for dollar in reserves. The bank only has $1 every $10 they lend out. So who you want to keep your money with? Even though the bank is got the Federal Reserve backing them, but the insurance companies does as well. They're not neither one of them. But you can't have one without the other. This is the safer place to keep the money is in the whole life insurance. New York Life, Northwestern, Mutual Omaha, Those are some of the big ones. That's a few more. Those are the places I would put my money. And if you so happen to pass, that money gets passed on to your beneficiary tax free. With that 401k, it's gonna get taxed to the hilt. But that the death benefit, and your rider will get passed on to your beneficiary, whoever your relative is, tax free. You are tax free, and against a whole life insurance policy. So it's like a bank as well. You got $100,000 in your insurance or life insurance policy. You can borrow up to like 95,000 of that 100,000 on your whole life insurance policy. So that's why it's good to put all your reserve cash and all that in the whole life insurance. But if you're not using it to uh, go in a new deal or something, or put it in, let it grow in the insurance policy. And the bank is only growing. It's only growing. Yeah, and the bank is only growing 0.1, 0.2%, and it's about to be negative rates. The Federal Reserve is almost to the point where we're going to have negative rates. And when that happens, you're going to have to pay them to keep the money in the bank. They paying you, losing money once the rates go negative. So insurance companies always pay 4 to 6%, depending on which one and depending on the way your policy is set up. But it has to be a whole life policy with a paid up addition rider. That's what it's called, paid up addition rider. You want a 90-10 policy. 90-10 policy. Yes, Darren. Thank you. That's right. Let's go. What is a venture capital example? Startup companies with potential to grow need a certain amount of investment. Wealthy investors like to invest their capital in such businesses with a long-term growth perspective. This capital is known as venture capital, and investors are called venture. We already know that. Went over that. But you look for long-term growth when you venture capital, because usually the company, say like Sears, is going out of business, and you bought Sears and you was able to turn it around within about 5 years. That's the venture capital. And then you sold it down the line. Then the Sears a public company, so you sold your shares or your stake in the company, $7 billion. After you done bought it for 500 million, but you fixed it up, turned it around, flipped it. Oh no, there she go. You got 7 billion. That's venture capital. Read something here, right here, so you just. Evers proposes $100 million for a new venture capital fund. And this is the Governor Tony Evers of Wisconsin. Governor Tony Evers will propose more than $329 million in development initiatives as part of his state budget proposal on Tuesday, including a new $100 million venture capital fund to help startups and $200 million to assist small business hurt by the corona. I can't say it, they're gonna give me a strike. I just said it like that. Evers released details of his plan on Sunday. He will submit his 2-year state budget proposal to Republican-controlled legislature on Tuesday. Evers, a Democrat, said the economic development proposals are designed to help small business hurt by the, Republicans have blamed Evers for hurting businesses with his safer at home order last year. So they give it, see that? That's a startup venture capital fund right there. for you and those in Wisconsin. Now you in Wisconsin, but get your idea together. Jay said, okay, Jay, send me your email. Okay, send me your email. Like I was just saying, proposing the venture capital program that will make awards of up to 25 million. Recipients must match the award with private money and invest in Wisconsin. At least 20% of the money being managed will be invested in minority-owned or woman-only firms. So, brothers in Wisconsin, go get that money. They got venture capital, they got VC money, they got 20% of that money is for you all. They looking for you all. Okay, Jay, I see you. They got 20% of that money for you all. And that's in every state. It ain't just in Wisconsin. They got VC money for, and not just the government giving away the VC money. You got private equity firms that's giving away VC money. You just don't know where to look. Now, I'm sure there's private equity firms out here giving away the money. The plan calls for Wisconsin Economic Development Corporation to create an oversight board to manage the program. So you brothers in Wisconsin, y'all let this money pass by and you out there in the mix, you can't complain if you get trapped off. You can't complain because they giving you opportunity. The government. A lot of people ain't gonna think about that money, and it's for minority. You hear what it said, minority? That means niggas or women. You're a nigga or a woman, that's for you. Or Hispanic. You can be a Hispanic. or you know, I don't use no derogatory term. But I didn't even want to use one for, but that money's there. 10 million to promote entrepreneurship in underserved communities. What did I just say earlier? What did I just say earlier about cash flow? Buying the factory. Buying the factory in all our underserved communities. Like I said, there's a bunch of old factories that's just dilapidated. Nobody's doing anything with. You can actually make a skating rink out of some of these places. They just put down new floors, a sound system in there, boom, they're gonna skate ring right in the hood again. I know they took them out of most neighborhoods. Back in the 80s, skating was big. It's coming back. I've been watching some. I don't understand that question. What you into subjective? Or what am I into? I've been building my own company, creating, teaching you guys. That's one of the things I do. Wear multiple hats. Multiple hats. But never spread yourself thin. That's the key, not spreading yourself thin. I'm looking for any opportunity. Any of you guys got opportunity. You have business ideas you want to come on and share. Here's an idea for some of you. Subjective reality. It's a photo booth company. So there you go, people. Folks, that's an idea for you. Photo booth company. And if anybody else picture idea, just hit me up. You go, or you want to advertise whatever you got. You make music. You can get the space. You see it underneath there. You can get that space. Won't charge you nothing too big. If you want to get your name underneath there, that'll be there on every time the video plays. Somebody always see your message at the bottom. So, but if you have an idea or you want to just get on here and you have some content that you want people to share, you want to share. I'm not stingy. You want to share? I'll bring you up on the feed, and you can share what you have. But get this money in Wisconsin, nearly 10 million, another 10 million for a new program with Department of Workforce Development to help people overcome barriers to meaningful employment. They're even helping you retrain. They're retraining you. 8 million for organizations focused on local or regional economic development. So when I was talking about the t-shirt factory and getting equipment for the t-shirt factory or the shoe factory or the boot factory or the pants, jeans factory, they'll give you the money right there. You go find in Wisconsin, in Milwaukee, go look for an old small factory in Milwaukee, in any city, go to the factory, write the address down, see what type of programs they have to eradicate blight, BLIGHT, blight. And you come up with your presentation. I want to start a t-shirt factory. And here's what I have planned right here. And I see that you're giving away money to do that. Here's the building we already have. Work with me to get this going. You say you got the 10 million, put that press on them. What I'm talking about, don't be no punk. Make them come up off that bread like you got a pistol in your hand. Don't take no for no answer. Like, come up off that bread. I need that bread. That's what you got to put that press on them, but put it on them in a not in a thuggish way, but in a nice, elegant way. But let them know that you mean business. I'm serious about what I'm saying. I want to be one of those so-called black people to have some of this economic development money. $11 million for training through that program targeting jobs and conservation sustainability, using 780,000 tribal gambling. They giving the $5 Indian. You see, he on board. The $5 Indian always make sure he get his money. The real Indian never getting our bread. We'll never go ask for our bread. But the $5 Indian, he got a reservation set up for himself. He got everything set up for himself. But the real Indians, we still think they gave us projects. We let them give us projects. I rather prefer the land. They could have gave the $5 Indian projects and gave the real Indian, let us keep our land. But they took our land and put us in the projects. But they gave the $5 Indian your land. What's going on, bro? Peace to the God. Peace to the God. Michael Brown checking in. See, once you know your history, you can't be fooled. See, I know my history. I know who I am. They can't fool me. That's why I put that press on about that bag. I'll use religious principles. This is us. And I can prove it there. I can prove it to them that this is us. This is all us. It's all us. From all the way up top of Canada, all the way down to the furthest point in the South. It's all our people. We speak English, we speak Portuguese, we speak Spanish, we speak all language. Latin, that's our language. We speak we lost that. Before about the 1800s, we were speaking so many multi. That's right. They say we couldn't speak English. That's right. We couldn't read. Right. We couldn't read y'all bullshit. We could read anything we wanted to read. We read Spanish. We read Latin. We read Moorish Latin. We read so many. We created all the languages. How you think you got algebra? It was us. Calculations, the stars, looking at the stars. How you think you got that? It was us. So that's why we the masters of commerce. By us being the master of commerce, we should already know these things. We should already know about angel investing. We should already know about private equity. We should already know about raising capital. We should already know those things because that's what our ancestors, they funded all this. They funded the West Indian Trading Company, the East Indian Trading Company, King James, those black people. Those all black people. And not till later The 1600s, 1700s, that white people started coming on the scene. Before that, it was niggas of all types of hues and backgrounds. You had Moorish niggas, you had Hebrew niggas, you had all types. Peace, dog. Peace. Peace to the God. On the 313 from the D. Yeah. That was all us. All us. Not until Thomas Jefferson got a Navy that he ran us off. The Corvette car. Corvette, little Corvette. You even see the Shriners. They drive a little Corvette. See in the parades. Like, man, why they got that? Why the old man driving that little Corvette? Because that's a representation of the ships we used to, of our ship we used to attack their ships. That's why he's driving that little Corvette. And what that used to be is called a Corsair ship. Corsair. Corsair. That's what that we used to ride up on them in our Corsairs. We had slow boats. We'll ride up on them our fast boats. Ride, give me this boat. Just like we jacked today, we was jacking in. They was on the oceans, riding in the big ships trying to come over here. Ride down on them. Nigga, what's up? Give me your ship. Man, get it out of here. Get in the bottom. We putting them in the bottom. Get in the bottom. Take their ship, cruise back on the water. Might hit Haiti, hit Hispaniola. We going over to Costa Rica. We was up and down, all up and down the Gulf of Mexico. Trading this, trading that, trading people. We was trading people. Yes, we was trading each other. That's still today. Slavery has never went away. It's just they changed the terms and the names. That's it. Slavery today was slavery then. It just made it look prettier today than it was then. The collars, we invented that. You see the picture with the dude, the black dude with the collar on his neck? Well, no white man put that on his neck. It was a nigga put that on his neck. They lied to you all. This is something that you ain't gonna never hear. Yes, you hear what navigated the 7 seas, trade and commerce. That was us. We did the bullshit when we did the good shit. Excuse my language. We did all of it. The Europeans didn't come till later. They came from the above China. I want to say far east. Come on down. Bolshevik Revolution. The Khazars. That's who your new Jews are today. The Khazars. The European Jew is his nationality is Khazar. That's right. Slavery is mental now. And our people, we got to wake it up. And we got to get back to commerce. See, that's the most important thing, commerce. That's why I keep preaching. Private equity, venture capital, angel, clean your credit. Because commerce is the only thing that's going to save our people or save your family. That's the only thing going to save you. Ain't no program from the government going to save your family. None of that stuff is going to save your family. Only thing going to save your family is commerce. Learning how to do business. Learning how to trade amongst one another. Even if we trade just amongst ourselves, we got without getting in your feelings, without getting upset, without cheating one another. That's what we're gonna have to learn. That's what we're learning. We're doing it. I'm not gonna say this. Well, there's a lot of brothers doing it now. I keep saying I think positive. It's a lot of us doing it right now. But we need a whole lot more. It's 50 million of us so-called Negroes on this soil. This is our soil first and foremost. And the only way we're gonna get this soil back is through commerce. Not through no gun, not through nothing. We gotta change your mind. Once we change our mind, then we'll get it back. Once you change your mind, you'll get it back. Start with our own communities. We fleeing from our community. That's illegal, Kevin Lyles. Can't do that, brother. Why can't you use someone else's social for CPN? No, sir, brother, don't do that. Why can't you do it? Well, it's attached to their name for one. So that's primarily the main reason. So, yeah, but that's it, man. My phone about to cut off. I'm gonna check out in a minute. But today there's no excuse. You create if you want to learn CPNs, you can like I said earlier. Some people took advantage of it. Right now, while I'm on, you can get any of the packages I got, which are normally 300, 150, 150, 300, somewhere around in there. It depends on the package. $5, whatever you contribute to donate right now while I'm on, super chat, put your email, and I'll send it to you as soon as I get off the live. I'll start sending those things out. But you got an opportunity to get those packages from me to learn, because that question you put there, I know some of my subscribers can answer that for you. Can the CPN be tracked to the original SSN? Well, you already bought them, so you should know what to do, brother. If you bought it from me, I explained to you what I already explained to you. If you bought it from me, I explained it to you. But I must didn't give it to you because you would know. I don't leave no. If I teach you, I don't leave no stone unturned. So you would know. But they could answer that for you. Some of them on here can answer that for you too. And see the track to the original SSN. I don't know what you're trying to do, but no, that can't. That's two different things. But if you use the same address, you can, bro. You're gonna be tracked. The CPN and SSN use the same address. Yes, you're gonna track, and you mix the files together. So don't mix the file together. Well, yep. We're gonna go. Thank you all for watching tonight. And probably next Tuesday or Wednesday, just keep your eye out, because periodically I just pop on and just keep an eye out. But please watch, subscribe, share, tell your friends and family about me, about the show. Because I'm always gonna try to help and answer your questions, all that. So you can always come on here, answer the questions, ask your questions. When I'm on, you can get these materials. But when I'm off, you gotta have to pay full price. Now I'll give it to you for this price while you're on, because you're supporting me, you're watching me, you're helping me. So for helping me, I would like to help you watch it and tell more people to watch, so I can help them as well. Give them these packages everybody else charging thousands of dollars for. All you gotta do is just watch, pass on and watch, and I'll give you all that stuff for. Like I said, don't give me no $1, $2, $3, $4. Gotta be $5 a month, and I'll give you those packages. I'm rich. I'm rich. I'm rich here, not materially. I'm rich here. I can create whenever I want, anytime I want, however I want. And that's real talk. If I want a Rolls Royce, I'll put my mind to it and I'll have a Rolls Royce. Real talk. If I want a Rolex, I've had several. Voila, there's my Rolex. Just like that. I know magic, so magic make things appear. So I believe in my ancestors and they believe in me. They never doubted me. I never doubted them. And they've been helping me ever since. Once I figured out who was the motivation for me, who was my higher significance and power to get me where I need to be, ain't nothing but good things been happening ever since. My ancestors worked for me. They've told me I'm the God in me. I believe the kingdom comes through me. The kingdom of God comes through me. The kingdom, all things will come to you through Christ. Christ is your consciousness. not a person. Christ is your pineal gland. That's Christ. You open that pineal gland up, the world opened up to you. Pure facts. Pure facts. If you don't believe it, it's up to you. I know for sure. I'm a promise. I'm a living testament to it. I'm a living example to that. You can go from nothing to something in a matter of a year if you stay focused, stay determined, stay on top of your game. You never have to worry ever again. You learn this financial stuff, put it to work, you're gonna be straight. I guarantee you. Okay, I'll go into that. The next video, I'm gonna do a good extensive video on Bitcoin. Identity theft when using another CPN, but on your own. You got the contact those on those type of questions, but that's if using somebody else's information, it would be considered identity theft. So if you use your own, no, it's not identity theft because there's case law. You can't steal from yourself. So I'm gonna give you that. You can't steal from yourself. The number can be used. You don't have that number. That's why you can make up a number, but you don't supply that number to the government or anything like that. But the number can be used. Phone number, EIN, as CPN credit profile number. It's not illegal to do that. But using someone else's identity, that's illegal. So this phone is about to cut off. My thing's about to cut off. I peace to the guys. I love you all, man. And on the tomb, get everybody thing out that email me and send me their information. I will get that out to you. If I don't get it out to you, make sure send your and your email. My contact information is in the description. Look in the description. If I miss you somehow, look in the description and contact me, and I will get it out to you. You don't have to worry. It's not a problem. Peace to the gods.